Okay.
Bindu ma'am,
Uh,
over to you.
yeah. Thank you very much, Asif. Thank you very much, participants, for staying back with us in the ninth concluding session of the TSTC Tech Deep Dive Conference TD 2022. And I will request Ms. Pamela Kumar, Director General TSTSI, to give her closing remarks in this session. But before that, I just wanted to quickly run you through some initial statistics of this edition of the conference. Uh, Give me a minute. I'm presenting my screen. Is my screen visible?
Ma'am, can you make it on slideshow mode?
Slideshow? Yes, I will do that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So the TSTSA Tech Deep Dive, this was a fifth edition of the conference. And as always, the goal remains to showcase the work of TSTSI, global STOs, and our partner forums, and also bring, highlight research initiatives, industry and policy activities in select topics. The idea is to unearth, to exchange ideas, experiences, and possibly absorb some of these activities and some of these takeaways into further formal technical activities in TSTSI. The theme of this conference was Standards for Sustainable Development. The overall program this time was in terms of a hybrid inauguration session on 7th, which was inaugurated by Mr. K. Rajaraman, Honorable Secretary Telecom, and followed by a mega conference session on the conference topic. Here are some initial excerpts from Mr. Rajaraman's speech. He mentioned that while overall energy consumption of digital technologies needs to reduce, even as technology progresses in the light of the proliferation of data centers and other devices, at the same time, we must ensure digital inclusion for all. So the nation's goal is to ensure development at and as well as reduce carbon footprint. So the status of progressive development needs to pass the test of green technology. Technology has to be appropriate from a nation's perspective and relevant in its ecosystem. He encouraged TSTSA to work with policymakers to make changes in policies or introduce new ones that will enable wider participation in standards. The conference, then I'll quickly run you through the proceedings of the conference. Here are some stats. This time we had 123 speakers. 28 of them were from outside India. 15 There were 15 women speakers, and 36 speakers came from TSTSI members. We are very happy and very delighted to report that 18 partners and affiliates of TSTSI participated in this conference. They are listed here. The two sessions of the conference were sponsored, one by Meta and another one by One Media 3.0. Thank you, sponsors. Uh, on an average, and this is initial statistics only, on an average, the concurrent participation in any of the technical sessions online was ranging between 151 to 46. I'm told that the unique participation in sessions is much higher. On-site participation during the inaugural session was 39 people in the room. So here are some preliminary findings from the various sessions. The conference had begun with four panel discussions on around the theme of the conference, which was Standards for Sustainable Development. So some highlights from the various panel discussions. In the first panel, leading the 60 standards to a sustainable future, that was moderated by Mr. Satish Jamadagni from Reliance Jio. The highlight was energy efficiency and sustainability need to be included as critical KPIs in the 6G and not as an afterthought. Standards for user equipment also are required. The next panel was on integrating regional use cases and innovation in global standards. This was moderated by Mr. P. Balaji from Vodafone Idea. It came out with the finding was that verticals are expected to be key consumers of 5G, and a policy thrust to engage them is ongoing. While it is an ongoing, sharing of ideas and experiences and use case requirements, local innovations, and results of pilots and POCs will go a long way in early collaboration and harmonization of standards. SMEs must also be encouraged to get involved in standards development, and whatever policy adjustment is required to get this done is was emphasized. The third panel was on harmonization of standards, lessons from 5G and way ahead. This was moderated by Mr. Rahul Vats from Airtel. It talked about need for standards that cater to localized requirements, as well as early engagement of stakeholders from across the spectrum, users, innovators, especially users and innovators from the verticals in global standards dialogue. The last panel was on role of standards in achieving SDGs. This was moderated by Dr. Kumar Sivarajan from Tejas Networks. Um, One of the key conclusions from the panel discussion here was that even as IoT opens new frontiers, energy efficiencies across the entire IoT chain, value chain, end-to-end system needs to be focused on, and interoperability and portability by design are absolutely essential for this. The conference then had three you know ran over 3 days, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Each day had 3 sessions on a particular theme. The first day on 8th November covered topics around 6G, which are listed here. Some of the findings were openness, interoperability, and standardization are essential for reaping the benefits of AI/ML. Trust and explainability was also discussed. There are three new vectors in 6G: sensing, low energy, and ubiquity. It will need convergence of compute and communications. And the panelists contemplated, would 6G lead to from cell to cell free ecosystem? And probably 6G would be would in 6G network, the network entire network may become a sensor. The next day, on 9th November, we took up typical applications which are listed here. Some findings were digital inclusion in underserved and unserved areas is marked by, on the one hand, high bandwidth applications to serve use cases in concentrated areas where people are concentrated, as well as low bandwidth applications in far flung areas, for example, IoT based agri tech. Um, Digital technologies based on extended reality can help make persons with varying range of abilities independent, which is very, very important. Accessibility, especially for such persons, by design is essential for them. This includes diverse physical and literacy competence levels. The role of broadcast broadband convergence was emphasized in how it can help address the rapidly growing content requirements as well as in decongesting networks. The last day, which is today, we took up some horizontals: security, spectrum, and interoperability. So the security session talked about, emphasized again security by design, network design audits, regular security testing, vulnerability disclosures by IoT manufacturers, quantum safe cipher using lattice and code based schemes for encryption. It also panelists talked about the work happening at NIST regarding zeroing on quantum safe algorithms, the process that they have followed for shortlisting such algorithms. India-specific studies on spectrum matters were recommended in the session on spectrum, especially in the backdrop of emerging NGSO, GSO, and terrestrial technologies. And since we're still continuing from the interoperability and test beds session, I have not really highlighted the findings from there. The conference proceedings are available on the conference website here. The recordings are already available, and the presentations will be uploaded shortly. So, with that, this was a short brief on the overall conference. I now request Pamela, our Director General, to please make her closing remarks.
Thanks, Bindu, and thanks to all those who are still in the meeting in the concluding session. So I think it's been a wonderful 3.5 days of learning and exchanging ideas and experiences amongst the speakers. I mean, it was, I think we have established a very good recipe for this TTDD with a lot of support from our members and the various partners, and the entire secretariat team has also kind of come together to pull this off. So we, this being the fifth edition, I think the first edition was on the side of IMC in a separate hotel just next to where India Mobile Congress was being held. So we got pretty good attendance there, but mostly the TSDSI team. And then, and being next to IMC, we were able to get some of our international visitors there as well in the to attend with us. Then we did it inside IMC, but I don't think that was such a great experience because it was very noisy and people would just come in and out of the conference. Whereas these are serious presentations, you want, you know, people need to stay to really take advantage of it. The third and fourth were virtual events where we got huge success, right? Even in this event, we have, I think, about 680, 690 registrations, and earlier also we had over 500 to 600 registrations. So I think this model suits us pretty well to have the technical sessions in virtual mode. And with things opening up, maybe even half a day or so of a inaugural, which could be hybrid or in person. So Rajaraman was emphasizing that we should try to club it with IMC and maybe just do it on the day before IMC so we could take advantage of the international visitors coming in. So we would definitely look into it and maybe propose a similar kind of a model and a date for the next year. So thanks again for all your support and enthusiastic participation, and we look forward to, you know, all these deliberations translating to newer technical activity at TSDSI. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pamela, for your closing remarks. I have just posted the feedback form link in the. I think I by mistake I put it. Have I put it in the chat? Can one of the colleagues? Yeah, it's in the chat. You will be receiving an email from us seeking your feedback. Please do fill up the feedback form and send us your candid comments and suggestions for on how we can improve the conference going forward. Thank you very much. With that, we come to a close of the conference. See you next year. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you everybody. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. I'm ending the session now.